evening, everyone. My name is Lauren DeBerkey. I'm the Executive Director of FACE, Fresno Area Community Enterprises. And I want to welcome you to our 9th annual Evening of Inspiration and Hope. This is also our second virtual fundraising event. And even though we're unable to meet physically in person, we're grateful that we have the opportunity to come together through technology to still connect and be a part of this story of what's happening in Fresno. We're grateful that you can join us from wherever you are. And tonight we recognize that some of you are coming in from different time zones, some of you on the East Coast. So thank you very much for staying up late and joining us. We appreciate that. And let us know what city you're from or state so we can connect and find out who's online tonight watching the program. I want to thank the board of directors of FACE who invested in the software to make this evening possible. Last year, our staff were running on the fly, trying to learn things, and it was very difficult. But this year, there's been some tools that have been created by other people. And so we hope that this software will make the evening more enjoyable and a little bit more navigable for you. So I want to introduce the board of directors who purchased this software. Joanne Fast is the president of our board. She's been here since 2013. Russ Koop is a member at large. He's been here 4 years. Sam Nossiger came in last year, and he's the treasurer of the board. Anthony Robinson also came on board last year, and he's the first person who came from our neighborhood youth programs and is now serving in leadership. And Sandra Poole is our secretary and also joined the board last year. Thank you, board, for serving and for your time and resources that you put into FACE. It was over 15 years ago, when a group of us from North Fresno Church were doing outreach down the street in a large apartment complex, highly dense, low income, high crime area. And we began to engage people and develop relationships. And through our encounters with a number of families, we discovered a lot of people struggling to make ends meet. And through our contacts and relationships, we started asking over time some hard questions. One of those questions was, why are so many people in our neighborhood and city struggling to make ends meet? And why do we have so much concentrated poverty, the second highest in the nation, right here in Fresno? Where did this disparity of wealth and income come from? And how can we bridge the gap? And how can we reduce violence and the high numbers of people that are being incarcerated that cost us as taxpayers $80,000 a year to house one prisoner? And what do we do about the growing number of people that are struggling with mental illness and homelessness? Or how about all the kids that we were meeting that were wrestling and struggling with being fatherless or parentless? All those questions led us on a journey to reflect and ask, what can we do and respond? And our response was to create a new entity, a new structure called FACE. And because of your support and investment, we're able to make a difference in our neighborhood and start impacting people, one person, one family, and one neighborhood at a time. Our theme tonight is Face on the Move. We like the image of a shoe because it reminds us that we're called to move and to be people of action. We can talk about problems and critique things, but what are we doing to make a difference and solve those problems? The red heart symbolizes that love and care drives everything we do. We believe that God deeply cares for every aspect of a person's life and also for every parts and aspects of our neighborhood and city. And just like the human body, when one part suffers, we all suffer. We're interconnected and we're interdependent. And although many organizations and business struggled last year, we were fortunate that we didn't have to close our doors, and we continued the essential work of caring, resourcing, and developing people. And those are our core values that guide us on our mission of restoring hope and renewing neighborhoods. We believe it starts with care. We offer resources and we help develop them into local leaders and people that can be involved in our community. This past year has been a tough one. There's been a lot of pain and brokenness, and we've grieved and lamented over many things. And there's a lot of things that we struggled and wrestled with. But tonight we want to share with you another narrative, a story that's happening in our city right now of good things, stories of hope. And tonight we invite you to join us, and we hope that you'll be inspired by these stories and get involved to be a part of this new movement to restore hope and renew neighborhoods. I want to welcome everyone again. Relax, fasten your seatbelts, and let's get ready to enjoy the evening. Now I want to go and introduce to you our auction host extraordinaire, Rhonda Duick.
Hello and good evening. Like Lauren said, I'm Rhonda, and I'm your host this evening for all things auction. One of my favorite responsibilities at FACE is that I get to lead the team to plan and implement our yearly fundraiser. Like Lauren said, we chose the theme this year, FACE on the Move, because although many things in our lives have slowed down due to COVID, here at FACE, we are busier than ever. You may have noticed my colorful background here. A shout out to our Roadrunner Central students that you'll hear more about later tonight for helping me out tonight by decorating the backdrop of FACE on the Move. It looks great. It really is hard to believe how much COVID has impacted our lives, and it's hard to believe that we're coming to you for the second year in a row, but here we are. We're virtual and we're here. We got a lot of positive comments from last year, which gave us the courage to try it again. And thanks to some great software, we hope you'll find bidding and interacting a little bit easier this evening. Now, some of you might be interested in just sitting back and enjoying the program, but others of you love to get involved in our really exciting auction. Many of you have already been bidding over the past few days, and you're experts, so just keep on bidding while I'm talking. But I want to explain a few things to those of you who are joining us just right now. This is how you register. Go to facefresno.org. You'll see a long green strip that says, click here. So go ahead, click it. This will take you to our live feed page hosting our event this evening called face.cbo.io. As you can see on the screen, you need to find the blue rectangle that says register now. Click that. It will walk you through a few short steps and then you'll be registered. You can choose to register with a credit card, or you can wait until the end of the evening and just pay with your credit card. Now you're on your way. You can go ahead and start bidding. If you've already registered, but like you got logged out or you stepped away from your device or switched from your computer to your phone, no worries. You can easily just log right back in. Find the welcome login below button. You'll just put in your phone, email, or your bid number and your password. Now, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to us on the chat button that's on the bottom left of your screen, or call the office, 431-3223. We've got some fabulous people standing by. Now, here's an overview of our bidding plan for this evening. There are 3 aspects to this evening. First of all, item number 1 is a donation to FACE. You click on it and just choose the amount that you want to donate. Item 2 is specifically to donate towards our Summer Adventure Club, which you're going to hear much more about this evening. So those first 2 items, item 1 and 2, that money just goes straight to FACE. Items 3, 4, 5, and 6 are our live auction items that I'm going to open up for bidding in just a few moments. That auction is going to close at the end of the evening, which is probably going to be right after 8 p.m. So make sure you're watching for that countdown. And then there's items 8 through 70 that are all open for bidding. Those are also going to close at the end of the night. Make sure you check out that amazing Cup of Joy coffee bundle at the end, item number 70, because of course you need some great coffee with that great dessert. A few tips for you. When you click on an item, you can enlarge the picture. You also can click through and see additional photos of an item so you can see more closely what you're bidding on. If you click on Bid Info button, it will give you a written description about the item. You'll be able to see on the screen if you are the highest bidder. It will say winning in a bright green starburst on the item. And if you've been outbid, it will say losing in red. Now, don't get all sad on me. Don't go calling me in the middle of the show if you're losing. It simply means you just need to raise your bid and then you'll be winning again. One of the great features is that it will text or email you when you have been outbid. So you can enjoy the show and just wait for those reminders to let you know when you need to raise the bid. Or if you don't want to be bothered with that, another great feature is you can sign up and you can mark the highest bid, your maximum bid, and it will automatically raise the bid for you. The computer will do it for you so you can sit back and relax. Now you can bid on these items throughout our entire evening. Bidding for all items is going to close a little bit after 8 o'clock. There will be a countdown, so you'll need to be paying attention. You will notice there are items that you actually can pick up presently right here at Face starting tomorrow morning. There also are certificates of services and food, and then you'll need to contact the donor to arrange a time for them to do that service. So I want to clarify, all the food items, those lovely desserts that you're seeing are actually photos. You actually have to get a certificate. So please do not come bombarding the door and knocking if you have one. We will connect with you and get you that certificate. Now, if you have any questions about how to navigate the silent auction or live auctions, just use that chat button I was talking about, and folks in our office will help you. Or you can call the number on the screen, 431-3223. We've got some great folks standing by to help you. These amazing auction items are only possible due to many generous donors. So thank you to those of you who have donated handcrafted items, maybe a certificate of service, or you've offered to make a dinner or dessert in the future. We are so appreciative, and we certainly couldn't do it without you. I know that's a lot of details. It always is with me, isn't it? So if you just simply want to make a donation to Face and then sit back and enjoy the program, there's 3 simple ways. You can click on item number 1. You can go online to facefresno.org and find the donate button, or you can mail a check or drop it by the Face office later. The most important part of this evening is getting to hear about the work of Face and our stories of Face on the move. So thank you for tuning in this evening. Let us know you're here. There's a chat on the side. You can tell us who you are and where you're from. We have people watching from all across the country. Thank you for joining us for this live event. It has been a busy year, and we can't wait to share just a little bit, just a few of the amazing people that we've gotten to interact with and support and walk alongside this year. All right, so are you ready to get the show on the road? I can't hear you. Are you ready? All right, we're going to launch the live auction right now. So the live auction items, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, those are all available to bid starting right now. Next time you see me, I'll tell you a little more individually about those items. But I'm going to hand things back to Lauren now so we can get started sharing our featuring stories of Face on the Move. Back to you, Lauren.
Thank you, Rhonda. Appreciate the thorough instructions and orientation, and for guiding us along the way there. Well, we believe that God made everyone in his image, and we interact with all types of people throughout our week. We believe that every person who has the opportunity to serve, share their gifts, and find meaningful work is significant in what we try to do in helping people find their place in our community. Our first story tonight is about a 23-year-old young man who grew up in our neighborhood and came from a fractured home. And a couple of years ago, his father moved out of state, and he was looking and longing for a family to connect with. He found that in our faith community. We helped him find a place to serve, and you might recognize him when you're driving on Blackstone Avenue with his sign waving and his wide smiles. He's one of our most passionate and dedicated workers with Face, and it's an honor for me to introduce to you my friend and coworker, the one and only Mr. Anthony Bunch.
I go like this, like that, I go like this, I just realized, I like to work with Code 3 Security because it would give an opportunity for me to get a guard card. It would help me get jacket suit, for the outfit for the security, and it gets me a better life experience. I would see a lot of people throw a lot of trash, on our campus and our parking lots. I would ask that person to please pick up your trash. Otherwise, I would have to call out, for backup as it is.
So Anthony has been spinning the sign for us on Blackstone Avenue for almost 6 months now. And just to also have him here be excited about the work he does, it's very evident that he's brought in a lot of customers to our shop. That's also very encouraging.
I just feel confident, that I'm making business at my own jobs here for the thrift store.
One way that Anthony inspires me is by his personality, how proud he is of his work, how happy it makes him. One time I was driving down on Blackstone and Herndon, and he was just walking back to the shop. He wasn't even spinning the sign. But I honked at him because I knew who he was. And as soon as I honked, he just turned around, held up the sign, big smile, and pointed towards the shop. So I think it was just, to me, it was very touching to see how serious he takes his job of spinning the sign and how he engages with the public.
I just realized, I can, dance and just make people laugh, make people happy. I feel very pleased about it, and I feel very thankful, and I feel very proud of myself from other people as it is. I would thank, Fresno Area Community Enterprises people for helping me do the same as what Pastor Lauren would do for me, for you guys to get me into hotels, and helping me get more hours of work. And I thank you, Fresno Area Community Enterprises people. I thank you for the times you guys helped me, and I really bless you all for you guys to help me.
Thank you, Anthony. For all you do, you enrich our lives and you enrich our neighborhood. And I want to thank everyone who works and serves at Thrift on Blackstone for accepting people like Anthony and many others who come through the front doors. We're grateful for the volunteers and for all of you who have given and donated to our thrift shop, which is located on Herndon and Blackstone, just north of the Hobby Lobby. And if you haven't had a chance to be there, we encourage you to check it out. Aloni Kosdorf has done an amazing job of leading it and creating some interesting things, such as the paper dragon that you'll see there. And I want to give a shout out to two of our employees that we connected to Thrift on Blackstone, April Imboden and Kathy Ford. We're grateful for the way they're excelling and growing in the work world. Now I want to take it back to Rhonda to get an update on what's happening with the auction. Rhonda.
All right, where things are humming along here, I want to spend some time focusing on the 5 live auction items. So we're going to put some information up on the screen for you. First of all, item number 3 is the Jackson Organic Farm Getaway Weekend. The Sunrise Suite at the Jackson Family Farm Stay in Kingsburg, California overlooks the Kings River. There's a compact Airbnb with a queen-size bed upstairs in the loft and a twin bed downstairs, and a small balcony with wide views of the river and organic farm. And you have access to the tennis court and pool. This is a lovely little getaway without having to drive very far. Item number 4 is a dinner for 6 hosted by Milton and Benta Friesen. Dinner is prepared by Milton Benta and served at their home in Fowler. Milt is one of the worship pastors here at North Fresno Church, and Benta is a school teacher, and they are wonderful hosts and chefs. You and some of your friends, 6 of you in total, are invited to enjoy this wonderful homemade dinner. We've had this in our auction for the past couple of years, and it has always been a hot bidding item, so you'll want to keep a very close eye on this one. Item number 5 is the High Country Haven Weekend Getaway. Enjoy a relaxing 3-night weekend away in a cozy cabin in the high country of the beautiful Eastern Sierras near Mono Lake. The views from this cabin are absolutely breathtaking, as you can see in the photo, and you are sure to feel refreshed after some time away at this high country haven. Item number 6 is a beautifully one-of-a-kind redwood table handcrafted by Tom Hobby. This redwood table is 8 feet long and will actually be your choice of 32 to 36 inches wide. So the table that will be completed after the event will look similar to this picture, but actually will be a bit larger. This is really an amazingly beautiful piece of furniture and sure to be a great conversation starter. And item number 7, the Morro Bay Beach House Weekend. Enjoy a wonderful 3 nights away at Morro Bay and stay in this lovely home that's not far away from Morro Rock. Nothing says relaxing like taking a long walk on the beach and feeling the sand and seawater between your toes. Now, these are 5 amazing live auction items. We're incredibly grateful to our donors who've donated them. Now is your time to bid. Remember, these are going to be open the rest of the evening. They will close along with all the rest of the items at the end of the evening, a little after 8 o'clock. You'll have to watch for the countdown. So, I actually want to be bidding too. So I need to take off and do that. So I'm going to pass things back to Lauren.
Thanks, Rhonda. Appreciate and so grateful that we can do road trips again and travel. FACE is part of a broader movement in the city called the CEDP, which stands for the Community Economic Development Partnership. This is a coalition of 14 other community development corporations like FACE that are working for the well-being of the city, and we're located in neighborhoods, under-resourced neighborhoods across the city. You can see that on a map and find out where these other partner organizations are working at by going to the website fresnocedp.org and see what we're up to. It's a privilege for us to be a part of this coalition that's growing every year because it allows us to leverage resources, pull together and ask for grants, and really aim for partnership to try to achieve the same goals. One of the benefits this last year was receiving a grant from a national foundation called the Kresge Foundation out of Detroit, Michigan. FACE received a $15,000 grant, and that was able to help us not just with our operational costs, but also to do some major renovation of our offices where we redid the carpets, we painted, we now have a conference room, and there's 2 new offices. My office actually faces the courtyard where we have a preschool now. So every day I get to hear screaming kids right outside my window, and it reminds me of the importance of play. It also reminds me of 2 other things that I'm grateful for. 1, I'm glad I'm not a preschool teacher. And 2, I'm glad my kids are not in preschool still. Great stage of life, but blessings, parents of preschoolers. Anyway, one of our partners with the CEDP is the El Dorado Community Development Corporation, and they're doing some similar things as FACE down the street from us near Fresno State. This past year, Jackie Holmes, the president, called me and asked if we wanted to partner with them to do food distribution. And so we said yes. And this next video shows a little bit about the partnership we developed this last year during the pandemic.
This is a different kind of community garden. We don't rent out spaces. This is a place where people come and plant, they come and harvest. The people who are doing the distribution, who are unloading the food and passing it out, are residents. Everyone here is a volunteer. We're in El Dorado Park. It's just west of Fresno State. It's a small area, about 1,800 residents. Located between Bulldog Lane and Barstow.
I got a call from Jackie Holmes from El Dorado CDC, one of our partners, and she said, "Hey Lauren, we're receiving more food than we can handle. Would you guys like to be involved?" And we said, "Sure." So back in March of 2020, we started the food distribution, and that's gone on for over a year.
With Pastor Lauren, there are residents here that he knows through your ministry that we are supporting. This is a very inclusive community. We're connected by the work we do together. And FACE is part of that.
We had a business, a cleaning business, and with COVID, I lost it all. I couldn't pay rent, I couldn't pay my bills. It was very, very, very hard on me. FACE has helped me a lot, especially the food has been such a great blessing in my house. and my family. I'm so happy that you guys are doing this for the community, because there's a lot of people like me in my same situations or even worse that just lost it all. And with this, it's just such a big blessing for us. I do want to thank the community, thank the pastor, thank all of you guys for your great work. It's just, for me, it's been such a big blessing, but I know it's a lot of people involved that I don't even know, but I just want to thank everybody, for such a beautiful thing that you guys do.
When we know each other beyond the individual labels, then we can work together. We can serve each other. We can learn to value each other. And that is what this place is about.
I want to thank our team members who are helping make food distribution possible, and thanks again to Jackie Holmes and the El Dorado Community Development Corporation. Monica Lopez, who you saw in the video, lives down the street from us, and recently she shared me a story that I thought was significant. She said, "Lauren, a couple times your team gave me extra food and I didn't know what to do with it, so I decided to put it on the porch of one of my neighbors who I didn't know very well. I've lived next door to this family, but I've never really had a relationship. And the family saw the food with a note that I had written, and they were thrilled. That opened up a door for a friendship, and we continue to relate now." That story reminds us that whatever we have, whatever asset we can give and share, can make a big impact. In my neighborhood, I have a neighbor who has way more tools than I do, and he's also very good at fixing things and repairing things, not one of my strengths. And I often ask him to help me out. But I have something that he doesn't have, and that's a swimming pool. And during the summertime, he'll often call to see if his grandkids can come over and swim. We both have something that we can share to help one another, and our neighborhood is stronger because of that. What do you have? What asset, what gift, what's something that you can give and reach out to your neighbors? I want to turn it back to Rhonda now and find out what's happening with our auction, Rhonda.
All right, well, we're going to take you outside.
Okay, it looks like we're going to try to put something on there to fill the gap right now with some of our auction items. We've had a number of special, unique items that were given and donated, and we wanted to highlight one or two for you.
All right, thanks so much, Lauren, and welcome back. Thanks for joining me outside. I want to show you a few items that we've highlighted. So come, follow me. Hey, guys, what are you doing? Come on, no time for a break. This is live. Check out this miter saw. It is item number 37. And these able-bodied men are going to demonstrate it for us. I'm going to kick back over here.
This is a commercial grade saw. It will cut heavy material, 4x4s. It will also do 12-inch wide material. Justin? No sweat. There's a 4x4 post. Second of all, it's got preset stuff in it for doing crown molding, which is very, very nice. Justin has just now set it up there. And to make, this is an inside corner that we did for crown molding. Okay. And second of all, he's got an outside corner that we knocked out real quick, but we're trying to keep this fast without going through a whole bunch of things. This will cut most any kind of wood. It's very, very flexible saw. It's not recommended that it be used as a food cutting machine, so we will not cut this or that on the saw, but it could if we needed it to.
That's awesome, guys. Thanks so much. I'm so glad I could be kicking back here on my lazy boy while you were demonstrating. What's that? Oh, my shoes? Well, of course, it's Face on the Move. You got to be ready to go whenever it calls you. These amazing lazy boy shoes. Lazy boy. Lazy Boy chairs are item number 34 that you want to take a look at. Made by Lazy Boy, quality, matching. Take a look at those. All right, follow me inside for some other great items. We're going to start off here taking a look at item number 35. It's the hutch that you see displayed right there. It's a lovely hutch by Ethan Allen, quality wood, nice glass shelves, beautiful lights to highlight and display your items, and great storage down below. Nice quality, Ethan Allen. And follow me this way for another great hutch. This hutch is a little darker in stain. It has lovely scalloped shelves, as you can see. It highlights a wonderful drawer for your silverware, which is a nice feature. Great storage underneath, also by Ethan Allen, nice solid wood, no particle board here, folks. These are quality items. So take a look at those items. All right, back to you, Lauren.
Thank you, Rhonda. Wow, some terrific items over there. And I know for me personally, I'm going to miss those Lazy Boy recliners because they've been very comfortable, especially at times when we need to relax. Anyway, thank you all those who donated those items tonight. One of the reasons we started FACE is because we believe that God cares about our economic lives as well as our spiritual lives. As we've worked in the neighborhood, we've run into a number of people that were struggling to find work because of barriers to employment. What are some of those barriers? One common barrier is someone who's been formerly incarcerated and has a felony. That makes it very difficult to find work in our society today. Another barrier sometimes is education for someone who doesn't have a high school diploma or a GED. Another barrier is sometimes simple transportation. In fact, today, one of our employees called me and said, Lauren, I can't get to work. Do you have something I can use? And so I gave him my bicycle for him to make it to work. All those things led us to start something called social enterprises. And social enterprises allow people to get their foot in the door and to start working and build a resume and start being productive. We have 3 social enterprises that have been going on for several years now. One is Rockpile Yard Services. Another is Moving On Up. And the third that you've already heard about is Thrift on Blackstone. Although FACE can only offer people part-time work, a part-time job offers a lot of benefits. People can start developing a resume. They can receive a reference. And most of all, they can start learning job skills that will prepare them for the next level. Our next story is about a family business that has hired some people from FACE and given people the opportunity with barriers of employment to move from part-time to full-time. And it's a privilege for me to introduce Energy Resources Corporation.
I would describe us as being industrial contractors. Whoever has boilers for hot water or steam, that's what we do. We install them, we sell them, we service them, and it's a great business. We look for varied employees because we don't just do technical stuff with service technicians, but we have a staff of people besides those that are in the office. In many cases, we even have to hire them at entry level and train them.
I've been working for ERC for a fiscal year. Getting a job and showing my kids that getting a job in disability by having a full-time job is just financially stable. The security's there.
There was a time when I was looking for a job and kind of down and out and trying to build myself back up from quite a failure in my life. Hiring people from FACE that are in that mode of life where they're trying to pick themselves up and move forward works very good for us.
Starting out from just rough times, being homeless, being on the streets, learned a lot through having a full-time job and what it takes to keep a full-time job, through FACE and through being here a year, and I'm still learning right now. It's a new life. It's just in the beginning. It's just unreal.
And to see how they grow and move forward with their lives, it's very rewarding.
Just as a single mom, as a single parent, raising 2 kids, and knowing and going through the struggle of making ends meet, I had to learn how to put my finances together so that we could continue to keep a roof over our head and a car. I have a heart to give back to others that are in the same position I was when I was younger, when I was a single parent.
If we look back in our lives at a time when we needed a break, when we needed a second chance, when we needed just encouragement and training, and then be able to think about what has helped them and now how they can turn around and comfort those in the ways that they have been comforted. That's probably one of the most rewarding things about being able to work with FACE.
Through FACE and with the help of Lauren, we're able to fill those positions, and it's just rewarding to be able to do that.
It's a real strong organization and a real strong backbone if you really want to help somebody. Me and my kids and our stability now and our life and our future to come is just living proof. I have 2 boys that are going to college now. One daughter is working full-time for Foster Farms now. It's just everything's great. Everything's really great.
I want to thank James and Irma Conder and other employers and entrepreneurs who provided job and work for people like Leonard. It's fun to see the ripple effect of what his full-time job has had on his entire family. And we know that many business people are doing that for a number of families throughout our city. Thank you. We often celebrate when an individual moves from FACE and moves from part-time to full-time work. In the last several years, we've helped place 25 individuals into full-time work. We've also helped 2 former employees start their own businesses, and now they're self-sustaining and providing employees of their own. So we see employment and economic development as a key value for what we do. I want to take it back now to Rhonda, who's got a few announcements for us. Rhonda.
All right. I want to give a shout out to those of you who are joining us from out of state. I see we have some folks connecting with us from Michigan, Nebraska, and Kansas, and of course, people from all throughout California. So thank you for tuning in to see our stories of FACE on the move. Let's check in a bit with our auction items. I will say that I'm noticing a couple of trends. Okay, I'm just noticing, just observing. One would be we are eager to eat out. So I'm noticing the restaurants, like those are going along. I'm also noticing that we're like eager to host people and maybe share some amazing desserts. So I just want to point out a couple of things. The restaurants number 44 and 45 really are a set of gift cards. It is exactly what it says. There are 3 gift cards, each for $75 to 3 different restaurants that are all owned by Jason Lynn, who's a friend of FACE, a very good friend of FACE. So there's 2 of those sets. So 44 and 45 are the same, just so you know that. Also, I just want to mention, I'm noticing the mixed berry pies, at $180, the tart is. Mini cheesecakes are at $145. Boysenberry pie, I missed that amount, but it's high. And lots and lots of amazing desserts. Now, I will notice one more trend. We seem to be doing well on Blue Moon Yoga and disc golf. So this idea of we're desperate to eat out and we're desperate to host people, and we already know what that probably should lead to, which is a little more what? FACE on the move, or you on the move. That's right. So I'm getting a little bit carried away here and feel like I'm drooling a little bit, and I want to bid on some of those desserts as well. So I'm going to send things back to Lauren.
Thank you, Rhonda. Appreciate the sociological analysis of what's happening in the trends over there. That sounds very interesting. Our next story is about an extraordinary lady. We live in a very mobile world today. People change jobs, people move often, and find it very difficult at times to not only meet their neighbors, but just stay connected physically to their family. Families are separated all over the country, and it's happening more and more. I read recently that the average person will move 7 to 8 times during their lifetime. The challenge for being in a mobile society is that often our relationships with our neighbors don't go very deep. And so it's very interesting and refreshing to meet someone who's decided to anchor themselves in the neighborhood for 5, 10, 20, 30, or even 50 years. This next person has made the Robinson neighborhood her home for over 50 years. She is a significant and interesting lady, and she has an amazing garden. In fact, it's like a mini farmer's market in her yard and backyard, and she loves to share it with others. It's a privilege for me to introduce to you longtime Robinson resident, Betty Desmond.
There are 3 original houses of long-termers here, people my age or even older, and we've all determined not to leave, and it works for us. And we help in small ways to tend to one another. It's people to people, whether it's to your neighbor or to a larger group, because FACE does follow through with that. They do have the contact person. When I worked with financial planning, we were matched with people to work with, so that was the way you change lives. A girl that came, a little 8-year-old, came to help her grandmother pick persimmons. I said, I have something else for your resume. I want you to dig some sweet potatoes over here. She dug a sweet potato that was bigger than a football from over here. She went home and said hello to Mom. I want to plant sweet potatoes. If you get to taste what a real peach tastes like, I need a peach tree. Our job here is to talk to people, to talk. And we don't have time to talk in this country, in this city, in this state. We're busy, busy, busy. We can't talk. I can text you, I can email you, but to just sit and talk, that's pretty much lost from our times.
Thank you, Betty, for sharing your yard and your garden and your fruits and vegetables with us. We're inspired by your generosity and your hospitality. And there's been a number of partners that have shared their assets and gifts with us since the inception of FACE, and I want to thank them tonight. There's been a number of groups and individuals that especially have been big champions for FACE. JD Food and the Ford family provided us with seed money back in 2013 to launch our first banquet and believed in our vision. Pioneer Market of Mariposa has been a loyal partner since our inception. And if you're driving through Mariposa on your way to Yosemite, why don't you stop by at the Pioneer Market and say hi to my brother and maybe ask him for a souvenir from Mariposa. Vern and Haiti Pletz have been significant in allowing the MICA Project internship program to happen with helping us with housing in the neighborhood. Al and Dottie Warkentine, Dan and Karen Ray, and others have been huge advocates for us from the beginning, and many of you watching tonight. Lastly, I want to thank the staff at North Fresno Church. They have been amazing in terms of helping us move beyond just doing emergency care to think strategically about how to help people break out of poverty. And I want to especially welcome our new lead pastor, Dustin Maddox, who's been on board for a number of months now. And we appreciate all the staff at North Fresno as we share facilities and work hand in hand to make our neighborhood better. Now I want to turn it back to Rhonda and find out what's happening over there with some of those trends, Rhonda.
All right. Well, great to hear the story about Betty. She is absolutely a delightful woman, so inspiring. I've enjoyed going on some of our neighborhood walks in her neighborhood where she can point out the neighbors and tell us a bit about their story. So Betty, thank you for investing. Are you enjoying the stories? Have you had to reach for Kleenex yet? I've seen the videos before and I'm still tearing up. I know, if you know me, that's nothing new, but they're meaningful, aren't they? We'd love you to stay connected with FACE in deeper ways and be able to see more stories coming your way. You may not know this, but each month at the beginning of the month, usually on the 1st, we send out something called Interface. It's an email and it gives you a short little story about something dynamic that's happening at FACE. We also send out a printed newsletter a couple of times of the year. Now, if you don't receive those, that must be because we don't have your email or your address. So please send an email to office@facefresno.org and ask to be added to our correspondence. I also want to invite you to check out our social media on Facebook, and we finally have entered the Instagram world. So please join us and follow us on there. Just like FACE on the move, our bids are on the move. Did you get that? You see what I'm doing there? All right. Word on the street is that these things are pretty competitive. So let me give you some updates. It's just been handed to me, hot off the presses here. Auction item number 3, that's the Jackson Farm Getaway, is sitting at $375. The Dinner for 6 by Milton and Benta Friesen, oh man, I just got outbid on that, is just up to $500. The High Country Haven Getaway is at $550. The Handcrafted Red Table is at $300. And the Morro Beach Getaway is at $625. Good news, time is not up. You can still bid. Okay, I just have to tell you, hot off the presses, I just found out the total number of money that's coming in from the auction items is just crossed the $10,000 line. So thank you very much. That's exciting. We're not done yet. The night is young, so keep on bidding because, of course, you want to be a winner. You want to get those prizes, so you want to make sure you can do that. All right, I'm going to hit it back to Lauren so we can hear some more great stories.
Thanks, Rhonda, and thank you for your generosity tonight with the bidding wars. Last summer, a few of us from North Fresno Church sat down with some of the administrators at our local elementary school, Robinson Elementary. We wanted to know how we could support them as they begin to prepare for online virtual school in the fall. We learned from that conversation that some of the needs that they felt they were going to have were from students that were struggling with no internet access or needing a safe place to go to be in school because their home wasn't conducive to a learning environment. Or maybe they had a parent or grandparent that was working and they needed some extra support. That led us to start Roadrunner Central. We opened up our facilities, hired some interns actually carrying college students. Most of our regular volunteers, unfortunately, were not able to help because of COVID. So we found some college-age kids that were wanting to work and that loved students, and we put them to work 3 days a week. We now are working 5 days a week on our campus, and each day we're helping students stay focused on the technology and providing snacks and food for them. This next video gives you a feel for what happens on our campus 5 days a week.
They had people there Monday, Wednesday, Friday that would sit with the kids during their class times and help get them on the computers, help them do their asynchronous work. They were just really a support for the kids emotionally, been a really big help to a lot of our families that have either not been able to have internet access or don't know how to work technology.
So my name is Daisy and I am a resident. I live down the street from here. My kids attend Robinson Elementary. So I was, when it first all happened, I was in college. I was finding it really hard to focus on my schoolwork as well as theirs. Having that, one-on-one or two-on-one interaction as close as they could get to the classroom as possible. It's taken a lot of weight off of my shoulders. And I think it's provided a lot of more structure for the kids.
My name is Kaylee and I'm in 6th grade. My grades have gotten better and I've been doing more of my work. Because before I just wouldn't do it because I didn't like doing it on an electronic. Because before I used to have all F's and now have almost all A's.
I'd like to express my gratitude to all the people at FACE that have helped us out tremendously, not just with this online learning, but they have always been here for our school and for our students. That means a lot to have extra support that children can count on.
It's been a really beneficial program for us. We've been really happy to get acquainted with the resources that have been available, and we had no idea. And I'm glad that they stepped in at a time when, it wasn't easy to ask for help or to receive help. And so the community coming together, it was really exactly what we needed. Actually, Pastor Lauren said it best. He said, when one of us struggles, we all struggle. And that really made me feel like I was a part of the community.
I want to thank all of our friends at our 3 local schools, Robinson Elementary, Ahwahnee Middle School, and Hoover High School, that work to make a difference in educating and investing in the next generation of students. We know this has been a tough year, and we're grateful for your sacrifice and hard work. Besides Roadrunner Central last year, we felt it was critical for us to continue to keep our Summer Adventure Club program open. We knew that many of our most vulnerable students were struggling with social, emotional, and mental challenges, especially those that were living in tight quarters. So we made a decision to stay open during the summer, and we selected 20 under-resourced kids and gave them a summer enrichment experience that provides field trips, recreation, teaching reading and writing, and a whole host of other fun things. Some of these kids had their first ride ever on a pontoon boat at Shaver Lake, and many of them every year surprised us by saying that some of them have never even been to some of the lakes in our backyard. Summer Adventure Club costs us about $500 per child to sponsor, and so this year we continue to invite people to support us and to sponsor youth in our neighborhood between 4th and 8th grade. It's a 5-week experience, happens during the month of July. And we also invite you to be a part of it. If you have a skill, a talent, or want to serve in some capacity, we would love to have you join our team. I want to thank the staff who oversee programs like Roadrunner Central and Summer Adventure Club that allow us to keep moving forward. Amanda Garcia Bullier is our Roadrunner Central point person. She also helps us with office administration as well as an assistant on the Micah Project program. Rhonda Duick is our Micah Project coordinator as well as annual fundraiser auctioneer. Phil Harmon is our rock pile yard service supervisor. Jamel Thompson hosts and helps us with recreational basketball 3 nights a week and also helps out with food distribution. Kelly Kucharski is our office administrator and also fills in a lot of other ways. And Julia Romero is our communications specialist, helping us with social media, our website, and different graphics. We appreciate our staff and their dedication. We also have some amazing interns that step up and contribute to make FACE happen. We have 3 Micah Project interns, Karina Thiessen, Lauren Purvis, and Aaron Brown, who live in some apartments close by and serve in various capacities. And then we have George Lechterman, who is an intern from Fresno Pacific University and oversees our Moving On Up social enterprise. If you need to move or have an item that you need help with, George will probably be the guy that you'll be talking with, and we appreciate all of our interns. I want to thank you for your patience with us. All of our staff are part-time. Most of us have second jobs, and so we're not able to meet all the families that we feel like we should. We have limits on what we can do, especially from the number of traffic that we get in the office week after week. So thank you for your patience and your prayers, and we appreciate your support. I want to turn it back now to Rhonda and find out what's happening over there with the live auction.
Great. Thanks so much. As you can see, FACE really has been on the move. And as you can see, COVID has impacted our lives pretty significantly. The students that you saw in that video, their lives have really been disrupted. They've had things to change in terms of school and all those things. They've had to learn to be very flexible, shift and move as their year has gone on. So again, I want to give a shout out to the Roadrunner Central students who have made our lovely backdrop this evening. Checking out on auction items, a few clarifying things that I need to let you know. We're not sure why, but somewhere in this lovely software, there's a button that tells you if the auction is closing at 8:45 p.m. That is not true. Thank you to those who are texting, who are paying attention, that that's not accurate. The auctions do not close at 8:45. In fact, our show is heading into its final leg coming up pretty soon. There will be a 5-minute countdown a little after 8 when we get to that time. I'll let you know. There'll be big numbers on the screen and we'll give you a countdown. They are not closing at 8:45. So I apologize for that glitch and thank you for those of you who let me know. I also want to tell you that a few minutes ago when I announced that our auction items have gone over the $10,000 mark, I need to let you know that that's not the only income tonight. We have had other folks who have already this week come to us and said, I know we want to make a donation. Here you go. We have over $10,000 that have come in this week from other donors. So I just want to make sure and give a shout out for that. Let's take a look at a few of the items in terms of auctions. You can hear a few of the numbers are. Specifically, when I look at Summer Adventure Club. So currently we have $500 given towards Summer Adventure Club. That means that one of our children's costs are already covered for this fall. So we invite you to continue to give to that. Lots of other amazing things coming up for bid. Boy, those desserts are doing really well as I get my little update going along here. As well as a lot of the main items. Wow, I can see we are all eager to travel, whether it's by plane or if we want to go to the beach. Lots of amazing things. And of course, we want to be comfortable. So our blankets and such are doing well too. So continue to take a look at that. But I do want to let you know, time is running out. We are starting to near that corner. So we're going to be heading things back to Lauren. We are heading into the last focal story of the evening. And shortly after that will be the countdown. So you need to be ready for that. But pay attention. Don't spend your time discussing what you're going to bid right now. Trust me, you want to pay attention to this story. Back to you, Lauren.
Thank you, Rhonda, for that update. Our last story of hope this evening is about a special person that we first met in the 3rd grade at that apartment complex I mentioned earlier down the street from us. He connected with us through our sports club and our tutoring club and has grown and developed and taken advantage of a lot of the programs and the opportunities we offer at FACE. Now he's grown into a senior at Hoover High School, and he's ready to move on to the next stage of his life. And it's a privilege for me to introduce to you Xavier Brumfield.
So this year I took 5 AP classes, and I fulfilled my goal of having a 3.5 and higher. Right now, like, colleges see my 4.02s, and another goal is that, I'm graduating, so yeah. With FACE, I have did Moving On Up, so that's the moving service. I did Summer Adventure Club. I have did the landscaping job, and I just recently got a job at Me and Ed's, but that's with the church. So
X is really grown into a leader. He has some leadership qualities at a younger age. He has done a really good job of becoming more vocal in a positive manner, sticking to some of his Christian values to make sure that he leads the right way. He's a 4.2 student athlete, so he leads us in the classroom. He works hard on the football field. He cares about his family. When you have a leader in the classroom at that high academic level, and then also a starter, now he's on the defensive side of the football, so he's starting quarterback, he's playing linebacker, he's played safety, he's played outside linebacker, he was punting for us last week. When that guy's in your locker room, you have no choice but to be inspired. You have no choice but to fight for him. You have no choice but to cheer him on. You have no choice but to be excited when he gets what he deserves.
Something that I've really learned was that you can let other people lead. You don't have to be the main guy to lead the team on or lead the group on. Just really let other people lead, and when it's your time to lead, make sure you just being you. Don't step out of your comfort zone with trying to be different. Be you, and they'll follow.
He's going to be able to pick what he wants to do, and I just pray and hope that he continues to chase his dream.
And do you know what college you're going to at this point, X?
Out of the 7 that I have, no, I do not know.
Great. Well, you'll know soon, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I'm ready. I don't think it's going to be that tough. I mean, yeah, there'll be some tears, but I mean, let's go. We got life to live. Let's go. Face doesn't lie. When they say that they're going to stick by you and actually be a part of your life and help you through your situations or anything you have going on, they actually stick by you and they're still there. I mean, yeah, I did an interview about, 2-3 years ago, and you guys are still here, so yeah. I really just want to say thank you to Fresno Area Community Enterprises, FACE, for actually being a big part of my life, and all the people that have been here, all the people that have helped me with my problems and anything that I had going on, helping my family out whenever we needed it, even when we didn't need it, being there, helping me. I really want to thank Pastor Lauren, Rhonda, Kelly, all the men of the youth group. I want to thank Gary Weens and his wife, and yeah, I really just want to thank everybody that has been a part of my life and has poured into the seed that I have. And yeah, just thank you, FACE, really. Okay, being here, staying here, for being that base that I could stand on. Ooh, look at me, it's poetic, you know what I'm saying? Call me, I don't know.
Well, we have a surprise for you out there. We actually have Xavier Brumfield in the studio here in Fresno. And wow, Xavier, I didn't know you were a poet.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We're excited to be able to share this moment with Xavier and have him share with all of you this big decision that he's making in his life about what the next step's going to be for him and where he'll decide to go to college next year. I love that picture of you playing chess. Can you still play chess?
Yes, sir. Yes, I have to play you sometime.
Okay. Well, if you get bored in college, you can always start a chess club. All right. Well, Xavier, you told me that you got accepted into 7 different universities, and you've narrowed it down to 4 choices. And let's talk about these 4 picks here. We have 2 UCs that you got. And congratulations. I never had the grades to get into a UC, man. That's good. You got UC Davis here. You have UC Merced, Bobcats, local. And then we have a Cal State University school, Go Bulldogs, my alumni right there. That's a good choice to narrow it down to 4. And then you also have one out of state here called Pacific University, which is outside of Portland, Oregon. So you've done a lot of thinking, and this is a big decision tonight.
Yes, it is.
Are you ready to reveal where you're going to go to college next year? All right. So why don't you pick the mug and tell us why you chose that university?
Right. So the one that I am going to be attending to go ahead and further my education is going to be the Pacific University of Oregon. The reasons why is really that I'm going to be there for 4 years, get my my bachelor's in biology. Yeah, it was really between UC Davis and the Oregon school. UC Davis, I would have been there maybe about 5 years. While I'm at Pacific, I'll have the opportunity to also play football there because I also got offered to the football team. So I will be pushing all of my dream, and yeah.
Wow, that's exciting, X. You're going to be heading out of state and going to Oregon, and you get to play football while you still study. So you're going to be a student athlete.
Yes.
Well, hey, we're really excited about supporting you and continue to support you, even though you're going to be gone. And one of the things that we've done, and I think I mentioned this to you, is we've formed a team of people that believe in you and just want to be a support team for you so that you can contact us, maybe debrief some of those transitions or struggles that you might have in a new country, or not a new country, a new area, right? Yeah. And there's going to be some transitions and adaptations you'll have to do. And so that team is coming together, and we're going to have coffee and just want to talk with you. And we're also going to be flying up to Oregon next week, right?
Yes, sir. On the 13th, we'll be out there for 2 days.
So X and I are going to fly up to Portland, check out this campus, talk to the coach, and get a feel and make sure this is a good fit. So, well, you've surprised us, X, and we're really thrilled about your life and where you're heading. And we want to continue, like I said, to support you. I told you about that support group, and one of the things that we want to do for you is that this group came up with the idea of putting together a scholarship fund to help you with some of those extra expenses, because we know you're going to have extra expenses, right?
Yes.
Well, tonight, it's an honor for us. First time ever, FACE has done this, but we are offering and giving our first FACE scholarship to our first neighborhood student. And right now we're going to ask for that check from FACE and find out how much it is. Xavier, can you see that? $2,500 from the individuals and support from anonymous donors. Thank you so much for this gift. And Xavier, welcome to the road to college.
Thank you.
All right, Rhonda, we're going to gather ourselves and let you take it from there, okay?
Okay, great. Like, I'm not crying already. I knew it was coming. I've seen the video. I made the check, but it doesn't matter. It's very emotional. And Xavier, I want to thank you for the honor of walking alongside you. It really has been an honor from when you were that little boy who started community tutoring club, who was trying to figure out how to get along with friends at school. And by 6th grade, he was student body president, playing flute and football. And has just continued to excel since then. So I'm grateful for the things that you've taught us. You've shown us how to persevere. You've shown us that it's okay to ask for help. And you've also shown us that a positive attitude can go a long way. So keep that winning smile. It'll take you far. Xavier is one of the reasons that this work feels like it's worth it. On the days that it's really hard, on the days when folks walk in the door and think they want help but don't necessarily know what they need, and sometimes we're not able to help people, to be able to walk alongside someone like Xavier is incredibly rewarding. And so we're so grateful for that. Our evening is really about these stories, and it's also about raising funds to continue the work of FACE. And so that takes us back to our auction. So it is that time, my friends, that we are going to be in just a minute. When I say that magic word that starts with a G and ends with O that I haven't said yet, but when I say that, we're going to be having a 5-minute countdown. Say it with me, friends. 5-minute countdown, which means you need to look at your items, you need to talk to your family, and you need to bid with your heart, basically, is what it comes down to. So on your mark, get set, go. The clock is starting. We've got a 5-minute countdown. But in the meantime, you don't really want to listen to me talk for 5 minutes, so let me toss it back to Lauren so he can share some of his closing words.
Thank you, Rhonda. As we close this evening and get ready for our final comments, I want to just thank everyone. Last year, many community benefit organizations struggled, and we were very fortunate and thankful that we had a number of people continue to support us, and several even gave partial or some of their stimulus checks to our organization. Thank you for all of you who gave and continue to give to us on a monthly, quarterly, or yearly basis. Without your partnership, this kind of work cannot be accomplished. Our budget last year in 2020 was $245,000, and that's going to be our budget for 2021. $50,000 of our revenue came in through our social enterprises that go back to the employees that work for us. That leaves $200,000 that we must raise every year to keep programs like Roadrunner Central and Summer Adventure Club going. Tonight, I want to thank you for your partnership and your support in so many different ways and your prayers. And I also want to thank all the staff who contributed in various ways tonight. Again, several of our staff did a lot of work. Kelly Kucharski was our tech person. Julia Romero, who helped with pictures, video recording, and our website. Amanda Garcia Bullier did an amazing job overseeing our workers in the office. And of course, Rhonda being our amazing auction host. Other people outside of our staff that contributed a lot tonight was our production manager for the second year in a row, Everett O'Keefe. He offered his studio again, and we're very grateful for his hospitality. Lauren Friesen is a former intern of ours and was our main video editor this year, did a ton of editing. Thank you, Lauren, and I love your name. And special thanks to Shay DeBerkey and the marketing team from Fresno State who helped us with the auction items. We appreciate the Gen Z contribution for tech support. Dan Cruz troubleshooted with us yesterday, some Wi-Fi issues that we had. We're thankful that Dan came out. And then even yesterday, Jason from B&L HVAC came out today when our AC went down. And so he repaired our AC so the ladies wouldn't suffer too much in our conference room. Thanks again to all our friends and partners. God is on the move in Fresno, and he's working to restore and renew neighborhoods, and he wants to use you to get involved. Join the movement, and thanks for coming tonight. Now, Rhonda will give some final closing comments.
Okay, so the challenge is that I'm trying to bid while I'm doing this. Okay, I'm the winner on that item, but I don't know how long that's going to last. It looks like we've got a little less than 2 minutes until the auction closes. Remember that this timeline, what we say on this end is what's going to close down the auction. I really can't even quite keep up with the bids. Wow, Summer Adventure Club, we have over $1,000 towards that now. $1,285 to go straight towards Face. That lovely Bountiful Breeze blanket or quilt is over $200. Those auction items for dinners are just coming on in because everybody wants to be part of going out to dinner. If you logged in early, maybe you saw some bits of our trivia. Maybe you learned that our first Face banquet was back in 2013, and we look forward to next year's as we get to celebrate. You know, there's a lot of amazing folks that walk through our doors every day at Face. Some of them are looking for a warm shower. Some need to use the computer lab. Some need help with food. Some need help writing a resume. We have a whole computer lab to do that. Or maybe this is the place that they actually check their emails. We have people who come in and say, you know what? I think I'm tired of this life. I think I need some help. I think I need some education. Do you know how to help me get a GED? And we do. We have a class for that. We have folks who say, I need help with my finances. We have parents who say, I need help. How do I parent my kids? And we put together support groups and have parent classes. Students walk through the door needing tutoring. And so our work here is not done. We get a chance to care, to resource, and to develop folks who walk through the door. And you can be part of that as well. We're on this major countdown, and I know we talk about fundraising. For a lot of you, this is a fun part of the evening. You want to give a check anyway. This makes it kind of fun, and you have something that you get to do after that. So I'm noticing the golfing is seeming to be another hot item that's happening right now. So I want to encourage you all. These are your last several seconds. Let's do a big 10 countdown. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Kelly, shut down the auction. You will soon be hearing a notification that will be coming your way that will let you know if you are the winner. It'll also give you information on figuring out when you can pick up your winning items starting tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock. So you're going to get my email address or just text me and we'll figure out a time for you to come on by. This really has been an amazing evening, and thank you for joining us. Yes, this evening has been recorded, and you may now say to yourself, gosh, I wish I had told my neighbor, my friend, or my cousin, or someone else, a coworker, to watch this with me. Well, guess what? It's recorded. It will be on our website very soon. And so I encourage you to share this with your friends. Help your friends see the different narrative that is happening in this city. There are sad things happening. There are hard things happening. But we folks are in part of inspiration and hope. So thank you for joining us and being part of the work to restore hope and to renew our neighborhoods. There are so many ways to partner. Of course, you can donate. And items number 1, donating to Face, and item number 2, donating to Summer Adventure Club. Those are actually going to stay up for the rest of the evening until 11:45 tonight, so you can easily do that. But there's lots of other ways that we need you. Even all the money in the world would not run this organization without people like you. So I want you to spend some time thinking, what do you love to do? What are you good at? What are you trained at? What are you passionate about? And then give us a call. Figure out how we can partner. When we do Summer Adventure Club, we do all kinds of things. They've learned to do calligraphy in Japanese. They've learned how to do some cooking. They've learned how to do all kinds of amazing things because folks like you say, I'd love to come and share this skill. So that's really what we're saying, is that together we are the face of Face. And together we can do more than any one of us could do alone. Thank you so much for joining us, and good night.